Genetically modified foods cause cancer, and I think you'll agree with me, there is a lot of sickness on the planet today. Increase hygiene, sanitation, and nutrition.
Do you know that DNA damage lies at the heart of devastating diseases like cancer? Barbara O'Neill reveals the 7 hidden culprits silently attacking our DNA and wreaking havoc on our health. But there's hope. Our bodies are designed to heal.
The human body was designed to heal itself, and it will heal itself if you give it the right conditions.
With the right foods, we can repair our DNA and reclaim our well-being. In this video, Barbara highlights the foods that keep our DNA intact, as well as 2 powerful herbs that can transform your gut, a powerful organ that stands as our first line of defense against the forces of disease. First, let's understand about DNA.
And to understand how the human body heals itself, we need to go down to the smallest component, which is the cell. Right down in the middle of each cell is the DNA. The DNA is the genetic code. It's inside the nucleus. We are constantly being remade, and we're being remade according to the DNA. Did you know that our eye cells are remade every 1 to 2 days? The next quickest are the cells that line our gastrointestinal tract. They're remade every 3 to 5 days. We've got a new skin every month. We have new bones about every 3 months. We have a new liver about every 6 weeks. So we're constantly being remade. I think it takes approximately 2 years. After 2 years, we have a new body. This body is constantly being remade, and it's being remade according to the genetic code inside every cell of the body. Why is there damage in the DNA? Especially when you realize that there are enzymes that are constantly threading up and down those strands, and their role is to heal any glitches.
When DNA is damaged, the body loses its ability to heal itself. Barbara O'Neill identifies 7 critical factors that harm our DNA and compromise our health. The good news? By addressing these 7 causes, we can empower our bodies to repair themselves and even fight off diseases, including cancer. First factor is mineral deficiency in our foods.
Food makes up our DNA. Why is there damage in the DNA? Today, research is showing that 92% of DNA damage is caused by mineral deficiency. And the substance that glues these amino acid strands to the outside bands of the polysaccharides is minerals. And the food that is the highest in minerals is vegetables. And the vegetable that is the highest in minerals is your dark green leafy vegetables. What we have to do is have a look at how those vegetables are grown. But we're finding people today who are even eating a lot of fruits and vegetables and are finding out that they're mineral deficient, and it's because of the way that they're grown. But foods that are grown in the ground and eaten very quickly after they've been picked are very high in these basic things.
So in order to prevent mineral deficiency, we should eat more dark green leafy vegetables, preferably organic and fresh produce. The next cause of diseases are chemicals.
Chemicals. It is estimated 30,000 new chemicals are introduced to mankind every year. Make a decision to become chemical free. Go for organically grown fruits and vegetables as much as possible. One form of chemicals, not often seen as such, is drug therapy. Drugs never cure disease, they just change the form and location of the disease, and I'm referring to their side effects. Now, if someone's been on say, antidepressants or cortisone drugs for many years, I do caution you must not stop them straight away. It's important, if you are on any medication, to find someone who can work with you to show you alternatives and slowly come off them. It can be quite dangerous to stop them outright.
Next is genetically modified food.
Genetically modified foods. Genetically modified foods cause cancer because genetically modified foods are a result of the DNA of 2 species being spliced together. What is known is the substances that are broken down in the body after eating genetically modified foods are not known in the body and have the ability to tamper and even damage our DNA.
The 4th cause of disease is electromagnetic field.
Electromagnetic field excess. We are electrical people. We have a spark of electricity in every cell. Our nervous system specifically is our electrical system. Electromagnetic field has the ability to tamper or interfere with your electromagnetic field, causing damage at the cellular level, even at the DNA level. In humans, they are 10 hertz. That's the electromagnetic field in humans. And that's, I think it's 10 revolutions per second. And with huge power lines, you often get a 50 hertz, and it's well known to cause damage at the cellular level. The farmer knows that he cannot let his cattle graze under those huge towers because stillborns will be a result, even deformities in the little calves. Be very careful of the room that you're sleeping in. We spend a third of our life in that room. Be careful of any electrical equipment in your room. Don't charge your mobile phone in your bedroom, or your iPhone, iPad, iPod, computer, television. If you've got no choice, try and do it way over in the far corner. So always address where you're sleeping. Even where the head of your bed is, the wall. Make sure there's not the meter box the other side of the wall.
The fifth cause of disease is stimulants.
Stimulants. Stimulants have the ability to tamper with your DNA.
Today, for popular stimulants are widely consumed, and it's crucial to be aware of their impact on your health.
One is sugar. We have 400 diabetics being diagnosed every day in Australia at the moment. That's an epidemic. Diabetes was not known on the planet till sugar was well established. What does sugar do? How does it cause diabetes? It causes a massive blood sugar level rise, and then the pancreas has to respond with a massive amount of insulin to get that blood sugar level down again. And then the person usually goes too low, and so they go and get another little bit of sugar. And so what they're often doing, you'll find that their blood sugars are like this all day long. Crisis, 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 crisis. And eventually the pancreas just says, I've had enough, and it doesn't produce insulin anymore. Diabetes mellitus simply means sweet urine. So when the pancreas isn't releasing insulin, then the insulin can't be stored in the cell, it stays in the blood and it spills out into the urine. In Australia today, we're looking at about 4th generation sugar abuse. Granted, many people don't realise they're abusing sugar, but it is a highly addictive drug. Caffeine. Caffeine interferes with the neurotransmitters in the brain, and when the neurotransmitters in the brain are being interfered with daily, every day, coffee, Coke, chocolate, then that couple can give birth to a baby who has a tendency or a susceptibility to mental illness because of the disruption in neurotransmitters that constantly happening begins to affect the DNA. Tobacco, it's well researched, not only the effect of the unborn baby when the woman smokes, but also the defective DNA that a woman gives through. Not only a woman, but of course the father also can give a defective DNA through to the child. Alcohol. Fetal alcohol syndrome is a condition that children can be born with to parents that drink 2 drinks a week. That's not very much, is it? There's a lot of information coming out more and more today on how damaging the alcohol is, not only to the cells of the human body, but how it affects the DNA.
The sixth cause of disease is anger.
Anger. I have a book called Lessons from Water by a Japanese scientist, and he did a lot of research on water, and he found that when he shouted at the water, had heavy rock music, anger, violence, and then he'd look at the water under the microscope and the perfect forms would all be marred. And then he would do another experiment where he had classical music and love, joy, peace, even those words. What he found amazing was if he put the word hate on the jar that the water was, it marred them. If you put the word love on the jar where the water was, it didn't mar them at all. Interesting. And we are much water. We are 75% water from the neck down, 85% water from the neck up. And so when a person is constantly subjected to anger and violence, it can damage the cells to the point of even damaging the DNA.
The final cause of disease that Barbara points out is yeast.
Fungus. If you look in nature, you will see that fungus can splice into the DNA of many plants. The people that live in the mouldy house have to get out of the mouldy house. So the smoker has to stop smoking. Antibiotics should be used only as life-saving resorts.
In summary, eliminating 7 key causes of disease from our lives is essential to support the body's natural healing process. These causes include mineral deficiencies, harmful chemicals, genetically modified foods, electromagnetic fields, and stimulants such as sugar, caffeine, tobacco, and alcohol. Additionally, managing anger and addressing mold exposure are critical for maintaining health. In the final part of this video, Barbara O'Neill emphasizes the crucial role of gut microflora, the community of beneficial microorganisms in the gut, in supporting gut cells, which are essential for the body's healing process. These microorganisms help preserve the integrity of the gut lining, enhance nutrient absorption, and defend against harmful pathogens. Barbara also highlights 2 specific herbs that strengthen and maintain the gut wall, paving the way for optimal health and recovery.
Now let's go to the gut of the human being. All the gut needs is for the person to take by mouth a probiotic. And you can buy powders in the health food shop called probiotic. And the time to take it is 3/4 of an hour before breakfast, and then those microorganisms can go down to where we want them. There are 2 herbs that both are a little slimy, and it's good that they're slimy because they both contain substances that coat, line, and heal the gut of human beings. One is aloe vera and the other is slippery elm. Slippery elm is the powdered bark of the slippery elm tree. And it's a good name because when you put water with it, it looks fairly slippery. Both of these herbs can be used. In fact, I advised a week on this one, a week on that one, a week on this one, because the body gets used to things. And when the aloe vera goes into the gut, it coats, soothes the lining of the gut, but it also contains a growth stimulant, and it stimulates rapid healing in these cells that can rapidly respond because they're remade every 3 to 5 days. Slippery elm also contains a growth stimulant. So both of those herbs contain growth stimulants that have the ability to come in and begin healing this gut. Because this gap in the microflora in the gut, it causes these cells to lack nourishment because this flora here nourishes the cells that line this gut. Can you start to see why someone with gut problems is having trouble healing? Because they're not given the right conditions. When the right conditions are given to the human gut, it can heal.